Welcome to All Souls. I'm Marlon Lavenhar. I'm the senior minister here. I've got my good friend Carlton Pearsons with us this morning. Booker Gillespie, a special musical guest. I want to welcome all of you online and those in person. Yeah, we can applaud for these wonderful guests, and it's going to be a great morning. And I was just out here looking around, seeing you, Lindsay, and everybody, and just looking around and scanning the audience. It's so exciting. We're going to be recognizing new members in the service today. And if you look on the back of the order of service, if you have one, there's over 46 different names. Someone else joined just this morning, and it's just really exciting. We recognized a lot of people, both in person and online, at the first service, but I was amazed to see that we're actually welcoming more people in this service, the Point service, both in person and online, which that's the first time that's ever happened. So, this Point service is our humanist service. It's a service for seekers of all kinds. It's a place for atheists, agnostics, people who are spiritual but not religious, people who are finding a path, looking and want to have a free and open space in order to do that. So I welcome you this morning, and I invite you to join me in saying the words of All Souls Covenant, the promise that binds us together. As people are joining the congregation, this is what it means. It means to join the covenant. It means to become part of the promise that we make. So please join me in saying these words, which are printed here in your program. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Welcome. And I'd like to invite Mary Bain to come forward and light our chalice this morning. Mary is a longtime member, and she has even been on the staff at one point as our adult program coordinator. And Mary, I'm so thankful to you because throughout the pandemic, you were part of a small group of stalwarts who helped us welcome people online. And I think as we are welcoming more and more people, including people from all over the country, it's partially due to your great work in our Welcoming Souls group. Let the one flame remind us that we belong each to one another in community, knowing that the work of All Souls is about the transformation of society as much as it is about the transformation of ourselves. Let this flame brighten our vision of a beloved community that transcends the present and blesses the future. Thank you.
We have room down front for anybody we have chairs for everyone this morning. We just want you to feel at home. We'll make room for you, definitely.
Good morning. My name is Shannon Boston. I'm the religious educator here at All Souls, and I have a story for you this morning by Monique Gray Smith, who wrote to remind us of our common humanity and the importance of holding each other up with respect and dignity. Good morning, Andy. She wrote as an Indigenous woman about the policies that devastated the wellness of Indigenous children, families, and communities in the United States and Canada. The most important, the most impactful being the Indian residential schools. And she wrote from her perspective of redemption. You Hold Me Up by Monique Gray Smith with illustrations by Danielle Daniel. You hold me up when you are kind to me, when you share with me, when you learn with me. You hold me up when you play with me, when you laugh with me, when you sing with me. You hold me up when you comfort me, when you listen to me, when you respect me. You hold me up. I hold you up. We hold each other up. Here ends our story. I invite all of our children to come with me and seek some redemption, learn some tools, and come garden.
And if you are one of the new members who are here for the recognition, we hope you'll bring your order of service and come forward right now, and we're going to make a line right across here. And we have a special welcoming ritual. And if you're online, stay tuned. We've got a part for you as well. If you just make a line facing the congregation, Jamie. Here, we can, Jamie, let's slide down a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Yeah, it's definitely more people in this service than in the last service. And I think it says something about what's happening right now and people just seeking openness in but wanting community, but a community with freedom and openness. What a beautiful crew of folks. So I asked you to bring your program because there's a little part for you, and there's a little part for you all as well. So will you, our new members, honor our covenant to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another? If so, please say, I will. I will. All right. And now, for the rest of us in this community, will you, as this community grows, reaffirm your commitment to the covenant of love and service that binds us together? If so, please say, we do. We do. And will you welcome these new members into our community and strive to dwell together with them in peace, to seek the truth with them in love, and to help them when in need? If so, please say, I will. I will. All right, and now this is for all of us, because now you all are officially a part of this community, so we need you to join us in this part. Let us all remember that our covenant is a promise that we make to each other, and it's a practice that we strive to live out together. So knowing that we can only do this imperfectly, when we falter and when we fail, what will we do? When we falter and fail in living our covenant, we will take responsibility, seek forgiveness, and begin again in love. Welcome, welcome. So now we have a special gift for each of you and some words that we want to say. So here, I'll hand you those, and I'll take some. So we're going to start on the ends, okay? Please state your name. Gene Herganus. Welcome into the family of All Souls. May your eyes see beauty. May your lips speak truth. May your heart know love. And now, may your hands do the good works of this world all the days of your life.
State your name.
Jamie Harry.
Jamie, welcome to All Souls. We welcome you with open arms. May your eyes see beauty. May your lips speak truth. May your heart experience love. And may your hands be busy in the good work for our world.
Please state your name. Sandra Mackey. Welcome into the family of All Souls. May your eyes see beauty. May your lips speak truth. May your heart know love. And may your hands do the good works of this world all the days of your life.
Your name, sir?
George Brown.
George Brown. May your eyes see beauty. May your lips speak truth. May your heart know love. And may your hands do the good work of the world. We welcome you, sir. A real joy.
State your name. So one more time. U.L. Whitney. Yes. Welcome into the family of All Souls. May your eyes see beauty. May your lips speak truth. May your heart know love. And may your hands do the good works of this world all the days of your life.
State your name.
Julie.
Julie, welcome to our family. We really love having you. May your eyes see beauty. May your lips speak love. May your heart know, may your lips speak truth.
And love.
Love, I guess it will work. And your heart know love, and your hands do the great work of the world. So glad to have you.
Please state your name. Jay Whitney. Welcome into the family of All Souls. May your eyes see beauty. May your lips speak truth. May your heart know love. And may your hands do the good works of this world all the days of your life.
State your name, sir.
Jared Sickles.
Jared, you know we love you. Glad you're here. You're our new friend. May your eyes see beauty. May your lips speak truth. May your heart know love. And may your hands be busy in the work of the world. So glad to have you.
Please state your name. Randall Bourne. Welcome into the family of All Souls. May your eyes see beauty. May your lips speak truth. May your heart know love. And may your hands do the good works of this world all the days of your life.
State your name. Hello, Jackie.
Hello.
Welcome with those pretty blue eyes. May those blue eyes see light. And your mouth speak truth. Or your eyes see beautiful light. Your heart know love. And your hands be busy in the work of the world. Glad to have you.
Please state your name. Oh, sorry. Please state your name. Jason Bourne. I welcome you into the family of All Souls. May your eyes see beauty. May your lips speak truth. May your heart know love. And may your hands do the good works of this world all the days of your life.
Say your name, sir.
Matt Short.
Hello, Matthew. Good to have you. May your eyes see beauty. May your lips speak truth. May your heart know love. May your hands be busy in the work of the world. Welcome, sir. Glad to have you.
State your name.
Lindsay Sparks.
Lindsay Sparks. I welcome you into the family of All Souls. May your eyes see beauty. May your lips speak truth. May your heart know love. And may your hands do the good works of this world all the days of your life.
State your name.
Holly Hubs.
Hello, Holly Hobbs. Great to have you. Welcome to our fellowship and our family. May those beautiful eyes see beauty, your mouth speak truth, your heart know love, and your hands busy in the work of the world.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
And now for those who are online, and I know I think I have your names here, and you can wave if you're online to those who are also on Zoom with you, but we have Alberto Pito Rosario, Kathy McClure, I think there are pictures maybe on the screen there, Jason and Randall Bourne who made it in, okay, so it's good that you all are here, Scott Parker and Jean Gerganis and Lori Davis. So I want to welcome all you into the family of All Souls. May your eyes see beauty, may your lips speak truth, may your hearts know love, and may your hands do the good works of this world all the days of your life.
May you dare to may you dare to speak the truth. May you know your power to act. May love be your guide. May you walk with head held high. May your heart praise earth and sky. May you see life's gift to you. May love be your guide.
Welcome. Let's welcome them back as you're seated. We welcome you all back. Before we take this all to the next level with a song by Booker Gillespie, I want us to take a moment in silence together, thinking about the various transitions in our own lives, the various ways in which when we renew our promise with our community and our promise with ourselves, that something special is happening within us and within our hearts and within our lives. So let us, in the midst of all the change and all the things that are happening around us, let us join in a moment of silence together.
Yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. Forward in this generation, triumphantly. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Oh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Oh, won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Whoa, have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Yes, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Oh, won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, oh, redemption songs. Yes, redemption songs. These songs of freedom.
Redemption song.
Won't you help me sing? Emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
Redemption song.
Oh, we've got to do it now.
Redemption song.
Oh, come on, people.
Redemption song.
Won't you help me sing?
Redemption song.
We've got to free our minds.
Redemption song.
Oh, yeah.
Redemption song.
Redemption songs.
Redemption song.
Redemption song.
Redemption song.
Redemption song.
Don't we have the coolest music team in the world right here? Thank you, Brother Gillespie. Smooth, cool sound. Good morning. Or it's
Good afternoon.
it's afternoon now.
Almost.
Almost.
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Have you had your waffles and chicken yet? You're waiting for me to get through and you go get it, right? The theme for this month is redemption, which in most cases is a religious term that people immediately associate with being redeemed from sin and the devil and evil and all that. That's not our emphasis, of course, today. But the word itself does suggest victimization. That you need to, the actual word redemption means to buy back or to repurchase or to reconnect, reclaim, recover. For some reason, we as human beings, and you've heard me say that life is basically a sexually transmitted disease or dis-ease, meaning tension, stress, anxiety. Life is that way. Your mom and dad were intimate, whether they were in love or not, or whether they married or not. And here you are, trying to make it, trying to deal with it. A lot of us come to this planet feeling unwelcomed or unwanted. Sometimes you feel that in the womb when you hear your dad say, "Why didn't you use protection?" You felt the negative vibrations of not being wanted or not being welcomed. Our prisons are filled with people. And some of our, evidently, Congress is filled with people. And the Supreme Court. You know, the strange how lawmakers have become lawbreakers openly, boldly, and unapologetically. That's a whole nother subject, but I'd sure love to talk to you about it, but I'm not going to. So, feeling that somebody took something from you that you need to buy back or regain. What are we looking for that we feel that kleptomania, that time, people stealing your time, stealing a moment of joy, stealing a memory, messing with your head, making you feel uncomfortable or uncomforted by the times. I like to call this redeeming the times, which is a space in your existence. Kairos in Greek, not chronos, which is designated time, fixed time in the chronology of time, but then there's specified seasons. This word represents a season in time. I don't know in my lifetime that I've ever felt more weird about the times that the times are creepy and different, astounding, stunning, interesting, curious, somewhat threatening, a little bit intimidating. Institutionally, the systems of America, more than any other time that I've noticed, seem to be in jeopardy. Planes and trains and automobiles. Institutions, from the police department and police now going into the wrong address, shooting the wrong person, killing the wrong person. This whole preoccupation with guns, gun violence, and in some ways God violence, because most of the gun violence people are big God freaks. They really believe in God and that they are assigned, anointed, and appointed to hold the guns, to control the culture, control the consciousness and the character of the nation. This religious fervor that we have more guns than we have people, that there's been 150 mass shootings in less than 150 days. And we keep hearing about it every day in the news, whether it's trains jumping tracks or airplane turmoil in the skies, near-death experiences on Earth, fire, floods, fumes. What in the heaven is going on? You might say, what in hell? Because sometimes that's all it is for some people. It's just a feeling of hell. So how do I own the times? How can I manage, not control, but how can I reconnect? Because I feel disjointed, disconnected. There's an ambiguity about the time. I've never, in my experience, seen more of a lack of trust in our country. We don't know what to trust, including religion or churches, preachers and pastors. Just last week, the largest and oldest, not the largest, but the oldest Catholic diocese in our country, 700 reports of abuse in the last 6 or 7 decades. That's the largest diocese, and it points all the way up to the Vatican, where there's been, and we've had to cancel the boys' club. They had to file bankruptcy for pedophilia and things like that. Where do we look? Even to a questionable God. And I don't necessarily believe in a God or the God, it's just God, whatever that is. Something that I can't define. That's not necessarily religious. It's just time. Time is elusive, though. It's and kind of an hallucination, because all we really have are clocks and calendars. We don't have time, and yet that's all we have is time. We think we run out of time. That's actually impossible. But we're in a season of change. We're looking at global demolition. Traditions are being torn down, deconstructed, and we're waiting for the reconstruction. When you are destroyed, that means you lose your structure. That's what that really means. Doesn't mean that you're all in pieces, but the structure is not there. Pride goeth before destruction. You lose your structure with arrogance, pride, and a haughty spirit, a passage says, which is the arrogance of the energy of arrogance before the crumbling. There's a lot of things crumbling right now. We don't even like to admit it or acknowledge it, but it has caused an innate anxiety. People are having irregular sleeping habits. There's sense of lethargy or uneasiness, restlessness. You want to take sometimes it's a modest form of depression. You just don't want to get up. And some of you have never experienced that, but you want to keep going back to sleep, or you want to doze off or nod off. You don't want to hear things. Some of you never would watch the news because all you hear is bad news. And so you don't really know what's going on, but you can sense that something is different. Something is off kilter. How do you, and if you ever feel like, or have you ever felt like time was stolen from you or taken from you? Do you have a victim consciousness that somebody's doing something to you that is not fair? Sometimes that happens at home. Just being married or being a parent or having children. One couple had this big argument, and but they've been married 40 years, and somebody interviewed them and said, "You guys have been married 40 years. How do you make it with the vicissitudes of marriage, getting along with another human being?" And the lady said, "Well, we have an agreement. When we disagree, I blow off. I mean, I tell him what I need to tell him. I get it off my chest. Then I apologize, repent. We go on about our business, sleep in peace that night." And, "Oh, that's good. So what do you do to the husband?" He said, "Oh, we agreed that I'm going to take a walk. We have a major argument. I'm just going to take a walk. Just chill, just go outdoors and chill. And the interviewer said, well, how's that working for you? He said, well, I basically have lived a life of outdoors. Spent a lot of time outside the house. That's how he managed what seems unmanageable. Talk to me, somebody. Or another couple had this huge argument, and it got loud and uncomfortable, and they left each other's presence, but she wrote her husband a note. The lady said, "Dear Charlie, I hate you. Love, Elizabeth." Those are awkward situations too. When you feel unloved or unliked, most of us don't struggle with feeling unloved. We generally take that by granted. It's just there. But we struggle being liked. Most of us don't feel like our parents like us, or our siblings like us, or our friends kind of like us. We don't question love. I'm realizing that the older I get, I don't really question love because it kind of comes natural. It's like breathing. But liking things, we all love to eat, but we don't like everything that we eat or everything that's edible. We love people, but we don't like most of them. We love our parents, but we ain't crazy about it. So everybody's wrestling with, how do I adjust with the time, the season, the session, the pressure, the anxiety? What do I do when I don't feel well? What do I do when I sense something creepy or crazy is occurring? Or when I see it publicly, or hear it on the news, or experience it? There are more guns in America than there are people. We're armed with assault weapons. And as I often say, when you arm your nation with assault weapons, your nation will assault itself. Just last Friday's news, national news said 1 out of 5 Americans say they have been threatened by a gun. That's not normal. We've always owned guns, even before the Second Amendment, because people were, when this country was founded, 200 years ago, actually when the first settlers came here 400 years ago, everybody was agriculture. Everybody lived outdoors. So you had a gun, or not. You hunted down your own food. You planted your own gardens. People lived healthy lives that way. So it's not uncommon to have guns. But assault weapons that normally military people would have, or police officers might have, military weapons we don't normally have commonly. And yet in 23 states, you can own a gun and not necessarily have it licensed or declare that you have it. And that's not so bad, except when you're angry or depressed, or somebody triggers you suddenly, and you feel threatened, it's natural. I don't care how kind you are to pull something to help. I just dealt with a case a week or so ago where somebody had to go to jail for assault and battery. And the way they explained themselves, it was self-control. What do you call it? What it? Yeah, that I didn't hear what y'all said, but it's what? Self-defense, thank you. The rest of y'all were speaking in tongues without an interpretation. For self-defense, and that we have laws that protect you when you do that. But it's a kind person. Have you ever felt your anger just freak you out? And it's like, geez, I don't normally want to slap people, but today. Or you're driving along, you're a fairly peaceful person. Somebody, what if not just one, but 2 or 3 people cut you off? You look for your knife to cut back. No, you wouldn't do that, but you might, if somebody blows their horn, it just gets you. You feel insulted. Somebody steps in line before you, and they saw you standing there. I have had to be extra careful as a man of color not to think everybody not my color hates me, even though far too many do, but not. Sometimes women carry chips on your shoulder for women's rights, opening doors, the things that we've gotten by with for far too long that don't work anymore. But you think they did it because you're a woman, or because you were a male, or because you were black, or because you're religious or non-religious, or because you're not a Jew, or because you're a Gentile, you're a Protestant and not a Catholic, or a Catholic, not a Protestant. We're always defensive right now, and we feel, how do I make myself comfortable being uncomfortable? How do I manage being interrupted or disrupted? Why are these adjustments? There's not a one of you, including the one speaking, is not making constant adjustments, more now than ever. You know, that Fox gets exposed for lying and getting paid for it. I mean, tomorrow, Rupert Murdoch goes to court, $1.5 billion. And Sean Hannity and all those guys were saying, I hate Trump. I can't stand this guy. He's an idiot. And they would get on television and say what they said because they have an audience. There's a lot of people who won't speak against things because they want in the Republican Party, because they want the audience that wants to hear what they want to hear. And you see it, you hear it. It's pretty obvious that there's been some thuggery going on, that we have leaders, we have lawmakers that are really legitimate, illegitimate lawbreakers, but they get by with it, especially if you wear the right three-piece suit and the right color tie. And it's like insanity. We say, what is going on? You can't change it all as quickly or as readily as you'd like to, but you can adjust to it. My emphasis in redeeming the time is make the necessary adjustments. Learn how to compromise. Co-promise is what that really means. Compromise. You have to promise yourself. The ambiguity of the day means there's two ways to look at everything. I count my blessings more than my bruisings. Some days I feel like I ain't got nothing but bruises, so I try to find a blessing. Some days I really, in my life together, overall, I'm good to go. Most of us have had more blessings than bruisings. But you forget the blessings when the bruisings are there. When you're hurting, you scream out. Now, what are you going to do with things you cannot change? How are you going to manage, Latin is the Greek word for handle, how are you going to handle something you can't change? Starting with your own self. To repent means to rethink or to reconsider. After you've thought, think again. We're all dealing with rethinking stuff. I've never rethought stuff so much in my life. My opinions about me, you, the world, things I used to feel very uncomfortable with, strangely, I'm from a deep, strict, fundamentalist religious background. I didn't like nothing and nobody. I love everybody, but I don't like nobody. Well, because I lived in a very religious, exclusionary type mentality. Come ye out from among you, be separate. You know, we were the clean whole. America has an arrogance about it, and common sense tells you if Vladimir Putin is pushing a candidate, you should run the opposite direction. Did y'all hear me? That just right there. Just if our arch enemy number one wants you to vote for her, I ain't voting for her. I'll vote for her or me or anybody. I'll vote for her puppy. It's just common sense, because splitting our democracy the way it is right now is traumatized. And all of you, whether you admit it, I included the one, we are dealing with something that seems so crazy and creepy and weird. So the response is now, what do I do? Somebody walks up and says this horrible, gives you a horrible insult. Now, if you get uncomfortable seating, you change that leg to the other one. That's just common sense. Nobody thinks, pull an earlobe, pick your nose, scratch, move. You're always doing that automatically. Here's what you're going to have to do in the next few weeks and months and years, especially the next 2 or 3 years. You're going to have to be intentional and deliberate in your adjustments. You might not like it. That's not the point right now. If you're going to last and survive these changing times, be willing to make sometimes dramatic adjustments. Change things radically. Change associations, or sometimes you have to change jobs, or just change your attitude about something. As Wayne Dyer says, that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Say this: when I change the way I look at things, the things I look at change. I have found that really works in my life. The thing hasn't changed, but my perception or response to or reaction to that thing has changed. This is self-medication. If we can learn the simplicity of what a baby still in mother's womb does to itself when it pulls its milkless thumb up to its mouth and self-medicates because it just heard its daddy or mama say, I meant to use, I didn't want to be. Why is he here? We can't afford another baby. Later on, that becomes weed or margarita or just a big, fat, juicy piece of chocolate cake. Talk to me, somebody. A little something. I want to say something about endorphins because this is the quick way that I think we can maybe handle these things. Because a lot of stuff's coming down the pike. Get me when I tell you this. You can't change a lot of the things that are going to happen. Crazy stuff is happening in our country. Laws are being set up. We can't change. You can change them at the ballot box. We need to vote out people who are extremists and vote in people who are progressives. You've got to be active about it. But don't waste your life on foolish and vindictive endeavors or holding grudges against the times. Times are changing. I don't understand. I'd like to get back to the old way. I've often said, make America great again. For some people, it means make America hate again legally. Put the laws on the book. Take rights away from a woman. She can no longer control her body. How can one attorney in a very narrow state issue a command for the whole nation that women, regardless, even teenagers, who might have been raped, or it might have been an incestuous situation, or the baby is badly deformed or even dead, but you can't take not even a little pill to change the condition. And there's a bunch of men making those decisions for you. And most of them is white, but that's beside the point. That has nothing to do with anything, unless you ain't white. Oh, no, I'm kidding. Sort of. Recover yourself, recover your souls by going and growing with the flow, especially when it becomes a flood. Endorphins are peptides, listen to this, produced in the brain that block the perception of pain and increase feelings of well-being. They are produced and stored in the pituitary gland of the brain. It is natural to have endorphins. Adrenaline comes to make you solve things and resolve things or resist things. Some people don't like peace because they are addicted to adrenaline. They need that energy from the adrenaline to help them survive, so they create trouble. You have friends like that? Things will be really perfect and they'll find something wrong with it because they feel insignificant if they're not solving a problem. Talk to me, somebody. Some of you sit next to somebody, but you don't want to acknowledge it right now because you know. Endorphins are produced, watch this, to help relieve pain, reduce stress, and improve mood. Endorphins are produced in the body biologically to help relieve pain, reduce stress, and improve mood. Endorphins can be boosted, what? By exercising. Take a walk. Do something physically. Endorphins can be boosted by eating the right kinds of foods. Healthy foods that stimulate you. I like to stick to a plant-based diet. I don't always. I cooked neck bones last week. But some of you don't know what those are, but mine are awesome. Endorphins can be produced by sexual intimacy, by getting a massage, exercising. These are things you can do fairly cost-free to keep your attitude healthier and higher than normal. When you get depressed, do something to stimulate the endorphins. Listen to a funny story. Find your favorite comedian. For some of you, that's just looking in the mirror. You're going to laugh. Just look in the mirror and crack up. I look in the mirror and I just laugh. Oh, what? What is that over there? It actually makes me laugh. It doesn't soothe me, but it does amuse me. You see what you are, you see what you aren't, you look at yourself and say, this is one big joke. Let's laugh together. That's very healthy. Spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, right? Laughter does good like a medicine. So find ways personally as amazing revelations that the network that millions of people trusted and believed in has now admitted we don't believe what we were saying. Whoever dreamed we would hear that? And that they'd be sued over $1 billion for saying we pumped a story because we had an audience. Remember, there is an audience that loves lies and bathes themselves in news they want to hear. Some people don't want the truth, progressives or conservatives, it doesn't matter. If you want the truth, it's out there. Ignorance doesn't mean to not know as much as it means to not notice or to refuse to make note of. The truth is very obvious, and it lives in you as you. So get to know who you are. You can't fool yourself. You don't need to fool yourself. You usually get it, if you go into the South, accurately, or more accurately than if I tell you. When we are teaching, we're not really teaching you what you don't know. We're reminding you of what you know and forgot. It's like, dang it, that's true. I knew that. I've always thought that way. I didn't hear it publicly all the time, but thank you. You've affirmed that I'm not as crazy as my family is. And then you wear your craziness like a Medal of Honor. You know, the psychologists say 1 out of 5 people you meet on the street are psychologically impaired, mentally impaired. 1 out of 5 people. Isn't that interesting? Count 5 people down the road. And that 5th one is struggling. And she counts back, you're going to be the one that's struggling. So we're managing the struggle. We're not giving you a solution except a way to treat the discomfort or the dis-ease, the anxiety of being a human being. Human beings being human. Look at me as I tell you this and take my seat. You got this. Only because you exist. You are created to manage your life. You can handle this. Look what you've been through already. You should have been snapped. Should have lost your mind. Some of you actually did. That's why you're here today. You lost your mind. I mishandled my mind. I mislaid it. I don't always lose my mind. I just put it over there for a little bit. But I forget where I put it sometimes. But then you go back and try to put that sanity, because sometimes you got to be a little insane to survive. Value crazy. Crazy has a place, just like laughter has a place. And use them strategically. Don't overdo, don't underdo. These are evil times. A passage in Scripture says, redeeming the times which are destructive, but they're also constructive. I believe that our best is yet to come. But you'll see the worst first. Between now and the end of 2024, things will happen so dramatically, the change will be poignant and both prophetic and pathetic. Adjust, okay? Loosen your belt, get ready, even your seat belt. Tighten it or loosen it when you're on an airplane. You can tell when this turbulence is coming. Very few planes fall out of the sky, but most planes experience turbulence. You're not going to fall out of the sky, but you are going to experience turbulence. You already have the seatbelt on, just tighten it a little bit. You can handle it. You might get a little nauseous. Just don't throw up on anybody. You look another direction. I'd rather my plane crash than you to throw up on me, to be honest with you. Lift your hands like this and shift the energy around. Say, I got this. We have this. Turn to somebody and say, you're going to make it. You're big time. You got your stuff together. If you don't have your shift together, get your shift together. Make sure it's a holy shift. I love you. Peace and blessings.
Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. Oh, come writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, keep your eyes wide open, the chance won't come again, and don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin. And there's no telling who that it's naming, for the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing. Now come senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall, for he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. For the battle outside is raging, will soon shake your windows and rattle your walls, for the times they are a-changing. Come mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can lend your hand, for the times they are a-changing. Well, the line it is drawn, the curse it is cast. The slow one now will later be fast, as the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last, for the times they are a-changing. Yes, the times they are a-changing. Well, the times they are a-changing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Any Sunday when we can hear Bob Dylan and Bob Marley in the same service, I think that's a good Sunday. The time, things are changing, and so every year we have our youth, our seniors from high school, take over the services on one Sunday a year, and they play their music, they give us messages from their hearts and their perspective on life, and so that's going to be next Sunday. And so we're going to have both of the services will be in the main sanctuary, because they have a lot of musical equipment and stuff that they're going to put together. So what we're going to do in here is we're going to have an art market next Sunday. So come on next Sunday and hear the youth. I mean, we need to know how all this changed that Carlton's been telling us about, and that we've been experiencing. How are they experiencing it? At age 16, 17, 18 years old. What's going on in their heads? We're going to find out next Sunday. I hope you'll be here. Tell your friends, bring your families. And let's support them as they support us. And so I'll look forward to seeing you next Sunday, either service. You can come to either one. And today we're going to take up before we leave, a little collection for those who have hearing loss. It's called the Tulsa Speech and Hearing Association. They teach sign language to folks who need it and advocate and do other things. So please give generously. If you do want to give to All Souls, we appreciate that. Or if you're making a pledge payment to All Souls, just make sure you note that clearly if you're going to put a check in there or drop it off in the office. But let us now receive our offering for the Tulsa Speech and Hearing Association.
In the most delightful way, what he says makes the medicine go down a little bit. The medicine go down. What they say, I lost the beat. In the most delightful way. In the most delightful way. What they say makes the medicine in the most delightful way.
They had no idea he was going to say that, and then they just start playing music. These guys, they're amazing. Let's hear it for our music team. They are just something else. Rick, David, Matthew. If you see someone with a yellow flower in their hand, give them an extra little love and welcome, and just they're our newest members, and we're so glad that you are with us officially. And every day. There's a bookstore and some refreshments. So if you want a little something sweet before you leave to help this message and this moment go down, I think they have some donuts or muffins in there. And please enjoy some fellowship. But as you go forth into this week, back into the rest of the world that's outside of this wonderful space we create together each week, go and take us with you. And whoever you are, wherever you are, may your eyes see beauty, may your lips speak truth, may your heart know love, and may your hands do the good works of this world until we meet again.
Come, senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall. For he that gets hurt will be he who is stalled. The battle outside is raging. Soon we'll shake your windows and rattle your walls. For the times they are a-changing. Come, mothers and fathers throughout the land. And don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can't lend a hand. For the times they are a-changing. It is cast. Slow one now will later be fast, as the present now it will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last. For the times they are a-changing. Come gather round, people, whenever you admit that the waters around you have grown, and accepted that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. For the times they are a-changing. Yes, the times they are a-changing. Oh, the times